Welcome back to Talk of the Town. We're in our final segment here. I bet if you took a look in your medicine cabinet, you'd find some medicines that were either expired, unused, or maybe unwanted at this point. And our next guest is one of our news partners, and he's here to help us learn how to dispose of those medications properly. Please welcome Dr. Eric Hewitt. Thanks for coming in, Eric.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Eric's a pharmacist and owner of the Medicine Shoppe Pharmacy in Monona.
Correct. Yep.
Great. So we have some of these things in our medicine cabinet, and you said that you wanted to talk about a special day that helps us dispose of them properly. Go
Correct.
ahead and tell us about that.
Yeah. So just first off, it's going to be Saturday, May 16th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and it's going to be at our Monona Medicine Shoppe location, which is 4205 Monona Drive in Monona. And what it is gives an opportunity, like you said, to get rid of those unused, unwanted, expired medications that are just sitting around your house that you need to get rid of and disposed of properly. And it allows not only an avenue for that, but allows for the proper disposal of those medications.
Okay, so that's what the day is, or the event. Why only a specific day? Why not anytime? Just bring it in.
Sure, and that's a good question. And the DEA is the one that kind of controls that, because you can imagine there's some controlled substances that are out there that people are taking for pain or some medications of abuse, things like that, that really need to be disposed of properly so they don't get in the wrong hands.
Sure.
The DEA has rules, of how that gets disposed of. They have changed the rules recently to allow pharmacies to have receptacles in them, but there's legal things, there's costs associated with that. So when we partner with the police department, like we're doing on a day like today, we don't have to go through those regulations because the police department is there partnering with us.
I see. So it's easier to hold a certain day.
Exactly.
Okay. So you mentioned the police department.
Yep.
Who actually runs this, what is it called? Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. Who runs the program?
It's in combination with the Medicine Shoppe Pharmacy and, for us, the Monona Police Department.
Okay.
And like I said, when we have the police department there, then we don't have to abide by the DEA rules because there's a police officer present to take back those medications. So it's really a combination effort between those two agencies.
Sure. How long have you been doing that?
It's been, I believe this is going to be the 6th year that we've partnered with Monona Police Department.
Okay.
So.
And why do you believe it's so important to dispose of them in this manner?
Sure. It's kind of twofold. One, there's an environmental impact, so we're not making sure that we're throwing them away in landfills, or worse yet, flushing them down the toilet and having, trace elements of those medications showing up in our drinking water. So that's the environmental aspect. The other aspect is preventing those prescriptions from getting into the wrong hands, like I mentioned a little bit before. Just because they're expired or you don't want them anymore doesn't mean somebody doesn't want to get their hands on them. So if we make sure that they're disposed of, they're not around, they're not potentially abused by somebody, because that's oftentimes where major drug issues start, not only with prescription drugs, but then going on to street drugs and things like that.
Sure, and just having this event makes a person think, what do I have in my medicine cabinet? Maybe I should take a look. It's been a while.
Very true. Yes.
Sure. Are there certain medications that aren't accepted?
Yeah, there are. One is sharps, anything that has a needle on it. Obviously, there's OSHA rules against that, meaning you don't want to have anybody stick themselves. Liquids or inhalers are the two, because they do get taken to an incineration place, and those containers, especially that are in inhalers, can explode, and you want to make sure that that doesn't happen.
So like asthma inhalers.
Exactly. So yep. So those are actually best just tossing out in the garbage because they can't be incinerated.
Okay, interesting. And so we said so far it was Saturday, May 16th, and
Yep.
it runs from 9 to 1. What if someone can't make it in at that day or that time? What are the options for someone?
Sure. There's a couple of things. A lot of times, police departments, local police departments will actually have a receptacle in their lobby. You are restricted to their office hours, that they're open. But I would check with your local police department. I know Monona does not have one, but the east side of Madison and the west side of Madison, I do believe have those receptacles. So any day during their normal business hours, I believe you can drop those off in the receptacles.
Okay, good to know. I sure didn't know that.
Yeah.
We're about out of time, but if someone would like more information about disposing of these medicines properly, where should they go? What do you advise?
I would advise first checking with your pharmacy. I'm always going to advocate that, being a pharmacist and being a pharmacy owner. But also the DEA has a lot of information, not only on how it prevents drug abuse or options on how to properly dispose of those medications. So like I said, always check with your pharmacy, primarily, but then online also has a lot of great information.
Sure, great. Well, thanks, Eric. Thanks for coming in and letting us know about May 16th from 9 to 1 at the Medicine Shop Pharmacy in Monona. So thanks to Eric, thanks to all of our guests, and thank you for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you next time.